The synopsis for the new Amazon Lord of the Rings TV series has been released, but it poses more questions than it does answers. So what is this Middle-earth series going to be about? Well, if you don't like spoilers, look away now, because in this video, I'm going to have all of the answers for you. Sort of. So what do we know for sure? Well, Amazon says it's going to be set in the second age of Middle-earth. So that's before Frodo, before Bilbo, or Gollum had the ring. We're talking up to and including the moment Sauron loses a finger. So what else do we know? Well, we know for one thing that Numenor has to be involved. Because up until now, every single Middle-earth map that's been mass published just hasn't had the island on it. Just check out that map over there. Not even a smidge, because, spoilers, it sinks before the Lord of the Rings actually happens. So, why is it all over the promotional material for this new Amazon TV series? It's got to be involved. And, oh, look, there it is again, in all its glory in that super cool video they released. Yes, Numenor guaranteed. But where do you go from there? Well, if you want to make 5 seasons of content and, accessible to non-Lord of the Rings super nerds, then you've got to focus on people. You've got to have people at the heart of that. And that fits perfectly into one family. And that's Amandil, Elendil, Anarion, and Isildur. Crucially, these guys fit perfectly into the Amazon synopsis that we've already seen because, we've seen them before. They're familiar characters, or at least there's an inkling of familiarity because they were there in the Last Alliance at the start of the Fellowship of the Ring. But crucially, they're also there on Numenor and at key points throughout the Second Age, all the way up to the Battle of the Last Alliance, which, let's be honest, is going to make a hell of a season finale. So what's the story going to be? Well, it's going to have to be power corrupts. I mean, this is a Lord of the Rings trope. It goes back all the way to the ring raves that are corrupted by the rings of power. You've got Gollum, you've got Bilbo going and all that sort of. That was a weird sort of cat moment. But anyway, it fits perfectly with everything, and it also fits perfectly with the fall of Numenor. The fall of Numenor is great because Numenor's kind of a boring place in the first half of the Second Age. I mean, people are dancing around. There's not a lot happening. It's all fine and dandy. But then some of the kings of Numenor start to get a bit greedy with power. Yeah, that's right. Power, corrupting. And essentially, they want a bit of immortality. They want to go across to the elven paradise into the west. Tar Ministir is the first, then later a king called Tar Atanmir causes a rift in the Numenorian nobility by wanting immortality itself, which is a big no-no for the elves. One of his descendants, Ar-Pharazôn, takes it even further. I'd say takes his quest of power crazily far by challenging some guy to a duel. Yep, that's right. He kidnaps Sauron, who deceives him, and then eventually sinks Numenor and escapes as like some sort of spirity kind of thing and becomes an eye later on and all that sort of stuff. But crucially, someone who doesn't get caught up in all that, that's right, our boys Isildur and Arion, Elendil and Gramps Amandil. These are on the good side of the Numenorian immortality debate. They're the good ones. They escape on a boat, they're not caught up in the thing, it's all great and grand and gravy, and they all head off to Middle-earth to establish Gondor and Arnor and all those sorts of things. Sound like a cool season 1? Absolutely it does. I mean, wouldn't that be just awesome if you end season 1 with the sinking island of Numenor, the weeping tears of heresy of Anarion and Isildur as they look upon the doom of Numenor, the fall of Numenor, and then heading off to pastures new in Middle-earth. Now that would make me want to watch season 2. Certainly makes me want to get excited for season 1. I hope it's this. So we know the season 1 plot. Got that one ticked off. From there, it's just establishing Middle-earth, kicking Sauron's butt, tragic deaths, and ultimate betrayal. Isildur! And guess where all of this is written down in Tolkien's writing? That's right, Appendix A, page 1012, if you must know, and of course in the timelines in Appendix B. Not convinced? Tell me that Owain Arthur isn't Isildur, or that Robert Arameo won't make an excellent doomed brother Anarion. How about this guy as Elendil? Fabrice Jacobs is a deceiver if I ever saw one, and Dylan Smith looks like a king of old, maybe Elendil's dad, or even the evil king Ar-Pharazôn duped into kidnapping Sauron. Then, you know, elves. What do you think? Could this be the season? Could it be just Numenor and the fall of Numenor all in the 5 series? Or, I think my timeline works out pretty well, the 5th series ending on the Battle of the Last Alliance. I don't know. Comment below. Tell me your theories. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you agree with my theories, because I really like it. But what does all of this mean for the Middle-earth strategy battle game that this channel is all about? How does any of this impact on SBG? Well, it already has. Ladies and gentlemen, turn to page 30 of the Armies of the Lord of the Rings. The team at Games Workshop already planned to do something which included Anarion, whether that's a miniature at some point or more likely a whole supplement including Anarion and maybe more characters from the Battle of the Last Alliance. Now, it's tinfoil hat time. That book was released in 2018, nearly a year after the series was announced. But from conversations I've had with ex-GW employees, which will remain nameless, they began work on The Lord of the Rings 18 months before the film came out. 2021 minus a year and a half looks a lot like 2019, i.e. when GW would have probably put out the Last Alliance supplement it teased ahead to in that Armies of the Lord of the Rings rulebook. But now no longer could, because it's already got the rights for Amazon stuff, and it can't have these two different projects clashing at once. That would be foolish and also counterproductive in terms of money-making enterprises. They want to tie it into this TV series if they can, and they can move on to any other content they're planning to make. At Ardacon 2019, I asked Jay Clare, the rules writer for the Middle-earth team, whether the inclusion of Anarion in that Armies book was a mistake. He said, and I quote, "It wasn't at the time." Does that mean GW have the license for the Amazon TV series already? Maybe. Or, you know, maybe not. But as another ex-Middle-earth GW staffer told me, they'd be crazy not to. Would GW renew the rights to what was a few years ago a dying game and one of their least profitable ones, only to ignore it when something like an Amazon TV series comes rolling down the track saying, "Hello, make money off me"? It seemed crazy for them to do it. But who knows? And even if new minis connected to the series don't come, and they may do, let's not write that off, it should definitely boost interest in Middle-earth at the very least, and maybe that'll trickle down to SBG. Is there much hope?
Just a fool's hope.
Either way, 2021 is going to be an Amazon year for the Middle-earth strategy battle game, and Middle-earth itself. Thanks for watching. Do you think that's going to be the plotline for the new Amazon series with Isildur and the fall of Numenor? Comment below. And what about SBG? Do you think Games Workshop will tackle the new Amazon TV series and create new models and new rules for whatever happens in it? Join the conversation below, and if you've enjoyed this video, share it with your community to start the conversation there too. Thanks for watching.